Have you ever hit that sweet spot where everything's going right, doors open, and opportunities magically appear? That is what golden alignment is all about. Dr. Beth Golden loves to play in that golden space and teach others how to get there and stay there. Get ready to listen, share, and experience what golden alignment in life can look like for you. Now, here's the host of Golden Alignment, author, speaker, and coach, Dr. Beth Golden.
Hello, welcome to today's show of Golden Alignment. I am Dr. Beth Golden, and I am going to be the solo speaker host today, and I'm going to be talking about knowing your whats and whys creates clarity and golden alignment. Well, we live in a vibrational world where like attracts like. And this concept may be easy to understand, yet I always want to know how to do things. And getting to and staying in a high vibrational state can be a challenge initially. I tend to be a bridge between scientific concepts and practical spirituality. So together we can take your ideas and turn them into 3D realities, with this balance between the science and practical spirituality. I'm going to be providing some how-tos so you can be in a feeling state to attract all you desire with ease and grace. And I always love this because when you are in a higher state, you're bringing in higher vibrational people, places, and opportunities, and the opportunity to create more money and serve more people while using your gifts to thrive. So I have been reading a lot of Abraham Hicks books, and I have been playing with this idea of money. One of my shows I was talking about feeling lack and how do you stay in a higher state so you attract that. And I don't know if it's because I'm type A or because I create order, but I always want a list of how to do it. And it's not always a doing state. So for all of this, keeping a higher vibration, keeping it love, joy, peace, and gratitude, it's a state of being. So that is my challenge because I love doing and I love checking off lists and creating lists and also creating things that are easy for people to understand in an A through Z fashion. So we're going to be talking about keeping your vibration up and how our thoughts create our words, and our words and thoughts have vibration, and they create our reality. And have you ever heard that expression, bad things come in threes? Well, good things do too. But because we live in the third dimension, everything that is tangible and stands the test of time comes in threes, such as a desk has height, weight, and depth, and electromagnetism, gravity, electromagnetism, and nuclear force. So those are the scientific aspects of it, but we can also say morning, noon, and night, ready, set, go, hop, skip, and a jump. So everything that comes in threes, a thought, writing your goals down and turning them into reality, we can manifest. So we have to remember it comes initially from a thought or an idea, and then we kind of do the steps to create it. And if you've tried any of this, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur or not, I think entrepreneurs face it daily. It can be a challenge to keep your goal at the end, and then you think it's a straight line. I can see the end goal, but it kind of weaves around as opportunities and as your frame of mind and as people come in. And a really good example of this might be kids in high school, college, and they go to an internship thinking, oh, I really, really love this subject. And then they have an internship and they realize they don't like it. So we're always moving from discomfort and wanting more comfort and clarity. So when we're in clarity and comfort, sometimes we get lazy and we have to make sure we stay in a really good state of appreciation. I heard recently that appreciation and love have the same vibration. So if you don't feel loving, you can start appreciating and you can raise your vibe and get yourself there. But what we think about, we bring about. So if you are thinking you don't want something, you are actually putting your focus on it, and that is what you are going to get. So when you focus upon unwanted aspects of something in an effort to push it away from you, instead it only comes closer because you get what you give your attention to, whether it's something that you want or not. So it's like, yes, that thing I desire, come to me. I don't want a guy that smokes cigarettes, rides a motorcycle, whatever your list is. So it's very important to have the don'ts and then create the corresponding things that you do want. And then in your mind, those don'ts are always way in the back, but throw that list away and just focus on what you do want. If their person comes into your life and they don't fall into line with all the things you do want, then it's pretty obvious. So, now as an aside, because I have made so many fun relationship choices, if you choose something and a person doesn't fall into line with it, it's okay to walk away. Do not be so desperate that you make concessions for what is really important to you just to be with somebody, because it's really, really, really important to, first and foremost, love and honor yourself. So, what are things that we look at that we don't want to attract? I know that I go to anger pretty quickly. If I don't think people are doing things in an efficient manner, or for some reason I feel like my respect toes have been stepped on, I can go to anger. So how do you transition quickly from anger, which is a vibration of 150, and getting up to love, 500? That's a really, really big leap. So I can't always just go from one to the other. So when I'm talking about the what's and the whys, there are two what's and two whys. What am I angry about? What am I angry about? I'm angry because somebody didn't leave me a message and I've been waiting here X amount of time, and that was really inconsiderate. Well, why do you feel angry? Because I don't feel like my time was respected. Okay, well, what do you want? I want my time respected. I want the person to show up on time, and I want them to communicate with me more than 2 minutes before my appointment saying they're going to be 30 minutes late. Okay, what do you want? Well, why do you want that? Now, this is a really key point. We look at our emotion, our negative emotion, what that is, and why we're feeling it, because sometimes it's just or most of the time it's our own selfish desires that aren't being met, or our expectations that aren't being met. We need to know, okay, I can see another side to this. What do I want? But when you start saying why you want it, you start taking your focus off of the problem and onto the solution. You stop taking your focus from the problem to the solution. I'm going to give you a different example. So it was really, really dry. There was a drought, and this person was saying, I wish it would rain. I wish it would rain, Okay, God, make it rain. All right. You're still looking at lack when you're saying make it rain. You're still looking at the condition that is what you don't want. So why do you want it to rain? Well, I want the animals to have the water that they need so they can have life-sustaining, nourishment. The plants are so dry and dying, and I'd love them to be revived. I would also love it because I can't water my lawn as much or my flowers as much as I would like to because we're in a drought. And so you're shifting yourself from the negative to why you want this beautiful, wonderful, nourishing rain. Is that making sense to you? Is that making sense? Let's see if we can think of one other example. I am feeling stressed over money. What are you feeling? I am feeling stress. That's what I'm feeling. Why are you feeling it? Because I'm feeling constricted and I'm not making choices to do things because I don't think I can afford it. So I'm feeling lonely or left out. I also feel embarrassed. Why do you feel embarrassed? Because I think I should be better at budgeting my money. So money is a really universal one. So what do you want? What do you want? You have to pick your number. So I'll say, I want $1,500 more a month than I am making at the present time. I want $1,500 more a month than I am making at the present time. Well, why do you want that? Well, I want it because I won't feel stressed anymore. Oh, no, let's not look at stress. I want it because I can joyfully participate in life and I can put money in savings and I can contribute to the charitable efforts around me that are near and dear to my heart. It will actually fill me with joy, and I love that feeling of joy. Okay, so what are we going to do differently? Well, I'm going to put it out to the universe. I want $1,500 more a month, and I'm not attached to how it comes. So it can be a check, it can be a credit card, it can be money in the mail, it can be a prize, it can be a gift card. So I put this out to the universe, and I'm excited to receive the abundance that is always there. My arms are outstretched, and anyone else that is not receiving their abundance, I ask that you would bless me with theirs as well. Wow, that feels a lot better, doesn't it? All right, we are going into our first commercial break. And on the other side of our commercial break, we're going to look a little bit more about examples of how we get and stay in a feeling state, what that means, and that we can really make it simple for you. So we'll discuss that. On the other side of this commercial break, you are listening to Golden Alignment with myself, Dr. Beth Golden.
Do you want to create change in your life based on your values? Do you want to love this experience we call life because you are living in alignment with your soul's calling? Do you want to expand your relationship with abundance and move from surviving to thriving? By tuning into Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You'll be amazed by your golden health, wealth, love, and magical opportunities. Listen for the Golden Alignment radio show every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Welcome back to the Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden. To participate in this program, please call U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You may also choose to comment by email by going to www.drbethgolden.com. Now back to Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden.
Welcome back to Golden Alignment with myself, Dr. Beth Golden. We are talking about the what's and whys and how they can create clarity in your golden alignment. As humans, I'm moving back and forth, and we tend to go from noticing things that we don't want in our life and then shifting them to things that we do. And I can kind of see it as a zigzag ladder. You know, you're at a lower point, I'm going to go diagonally to this point, okay? And it takes us some time to sit in that space and readjust our energy. So all this stuff that we're saying, and it sounds like it makes sense, and sure, I can do that. Sometimes when we get there, we need a little space and time to adjust to the energy. Now, one of the ways that you can tell about your thoughts and your state of being is what we call your emotional guidance system. I would hope that you have heard about that before. And, it's to assist us in understanding that we're in the process of creating with every thought that we think. And often when we're beginning to understand the power of thought and the importance of focusing upon good feeling subjects, we can be embarrassed or feel less than or frustrated when we find ourselves in the midst of negative emotions. But there's no reason to be angry, because actually it's an indication of having a perfectly functioning guidance system. So if we start thinking in terms of feelings and emotions, then we can start moving towards a better emotion, and we take a step and we have a more improved feeling and a better thought, and then another one, and then another one, and it builds momentum. Dr. Deepak Chopra kind of summed it up. He said, if you make this choice, what happens? If your body sends a message of comfort, that's the right choice. If your body sends a message of discomfort, then that's not the right choice. So we really have to start listening to or feeling our body's responses and our emotional responses to any given situation. And what we can do is we can begin to orient our thoughts by steadily looking for things that cause us to feel good. And soon we'll develop patterns of thoughts or beliefs that help us create magnificent, good feelings. Because nobody is in charge of how we feel. Nobody is in charge of our choices. And another human characteristic, particularly if we're in a space where we're not feeling good or we're in an unpleasant emotion, is to blame someone else. In reality, you got yourself in that mess, and you need to get yourself out. So how do we change to these magnificent good feelings more often than not? Well, one example or one solution that I have found that is really, really easy is when you lay down to sleep. Now, we are magnets attracting our dominant thoughts and feelings every moment of the day, except when we sleep. And it's like this little switch gets turned off and we go to sleep, and whether you remember your dreams or not, we're venturing out and out of our body. And we're not this 10% conscious harangue, monkey mind talking all the time to ourselves. So as you lay in bed before you go to sleep, you think, what was one thing that I felt really great about today? It could be something that gave you great joy. It could be some accomplishment that you achieved. It could be a funny circumstance. What is one thing that made me feel really good today? My sister has a 10-year-old daughter, and her husband and her daughter had said, Mom, stay in bed and we're going to bring you coffee. Well, they have this really I've never seen this kind of coffee maker. Instead of one of those screen presses, a French press, it's an air press. So you put everything in upside down. You put the water, you put the coffee, you put a stand on it, you flip it, and push the button, and the air presses the coffee through the water. Well, her husband didn't give her daughter very good instructions, and of course, she had never done this before. And all of a sudden, Aunt Sal hears screaming and yelling from the kitchen, and her daughter's crying, and she gets up and dashes in there. This was like a coffee cannon. It had sprayed all over the kitchen, all over her husband, all over her daughter, from head to toe. And my sister had to comfort them. It was all she could do to just not be laughing in hysterics, which in short order we all were. But that was the one thing that I thought, that is so funny. That made me feel really good today. Might be somebody sending you a card that reminded you that you were loved and cared for and that you're a special person on this planet. So whatever it is, the last thing that you think, hopefully before sleep, think of all those things that made you feel good, the warm, fuzzy feelings. And then you sleep, and as you wake up and your spirit's coming back into your physical being and you've turned on that old magnetic force of yours, just lie there and say, what feels good? Oh, it feels so good to be in this nice, comfortable bed. It feels good to be just drowsy and waking up. It feels good to have either your cat or your dog sleeping with you. If you're a parent of a young child, it feels good that I actually got to sleep without being interrupted. So the first thing that you do before you go to bed, and the first thing you do upon rising, is think of things that feel good. And then you think of those things throughout the day. You start looking for things to appreciate throughout your day. Because if you look for things, if you just look for things to appreciate, you'd live a joyous, spectacular life. If there is nothing else that you ever come to understand other than just looking for things to appreciate, it's the only tool you would ever need to predominantly hook you up with who you really are and what you need and staying in that high vibrational state. Now, that's a simple truth, and I could actually close the show right now with this. If all you did was look for things to appreciate and feel those wonderful feelings, you would live a joyous, spectacular life. If there was nothing else that you ever came to understand other than just looking for things to appreciate, it is the only tool you would ever need to predominantly hook you up with who you really are and all that you need. You see, your actions have nothing to do with abundance, whether that's money or friends or life's comforts. Your abundance is a response to your vibration, and your belief is part of your vibration, and your emotions are your vibration. So if we believe the action is part of what brings our abundance, then we have to unravel that. Now, at the top of the show, I said I'm a doer. I like to take action. And part of my thought process and indoctrination in training or spirituality is God can't drive a parked car. So at least if I put something in motion, then God, universe, source, whatever, can open doors for me. So we're going to go back to money. If I feel like I need X amount over what I'm making, and I have some beautiful things that I could put on eBay or sell on Craigslist that I am joyfully giving or selling so someone else can enjoy them, yes, I am putting my effort out, but how exciting is it to live on the edge knowing that we just have to have that emotion of joy and abundance? I caught myself, just have. We are complicated beings and yet so simple. We don't just do anything. So we need to feel appreciation, feel love, go from feeling to feeling. And as we have those wonderful feelings, we're going to have better thoughts. And once we decide that we care about feeling good, we'll find that it's easier to more consistently choose better feeling thoughts. It's just an area of consciousness, isn't it? I choose to feel better feeling thoughts. All right, let's jump back. I'm going to be ping-ponging back and forth, but we're going to be on the same topics. Love, joy, peace, and gratitude. High vibration, bringing in people, places, and circumstances that are going to support and love you and have you feel loved. If all we ever did is look at the words love, joy, peace, and gratitude and had those in front of us, every time we did not feel that, we could make a quick switch. We could go back to, what am I feeling? What emotion am I feeling? Why am I feeling that emotion? What do I want to feel? Which is that turning the point of focus. What do I want to feel? And why do I want to feel it? Which creates more energy because you're creating solutions in your mind and being open to other opportunities, and you've shifted your focus once you start saying why you want things. So we have to remember that our thoughts contain enormous creative, attractive power. And that if we harness that pretty consistently and offer good feeling thoughts, then we're going to be bringing in better and better and better things. But they have to be consistent, because when we move back and forth between what we want and what we don't want, and we have our pros and cons list and pluses and minuses, then we kind of lose the momentum of that pure positive thought. Now, in my earthly opinion, I think it's important to have a pros and cons list, or I don't want this and I want that, just so, like I said before, you can slice the con list out, you know that they were there, and then focus on the pros. So, wouldn't it be nice to always be in good feeling thoughts? Well, of course it is, but I don't know how realistic that is for you. I tend to be emotionally centered first in my training. That we are emotional, instinctual, intellectual, and moving centered. And those can move in our life due to circumstances, but I am primarily emotionally centered first, then moving centered. So I feel everything, and I will always respond in an emotional way, and I'm really sensitive, and it's quick. It happens really fast. I have a really fast processor, and so I always say I'm a challenge to. I don't want to say I am a challenge. I require conscious maintenance in that area. And I think everybody does, but it's whether you're willing to do it or not. And I'm finally old enough that I'm willing to do it, but if you start this at a younger age and create a habit in your life, wouldn't that be awesome? Well, we're going to go into our second commercial break, and you are listening to Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden. And on the other side of this break, we're going to talk about conscious maintenance and how we can shorten that time between frustrated and negative thoughts and switching our focus so that our life moves with ease and grace. So I will see you, or you will hear me, on the other side of this commercial break.
Do you want to create change in your life based on your values? Do you want to love this experience we call life because you are living in alignment with your soul's calling? Do you want to expand your relationship with abundance and move from surviving to thriving? By tuning into Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You'll be amazed by your golden health, wealth, love, and magical opportunities. Listen for the Golden Alignment radio show every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Welcome back to the Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden. To participate in this program, please call U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You may also choose to comment by email by going to www.drbethgolden.com. Now back to Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden.
Welcome back. You are listening to Golden Alignment with myself, Dr. Beth Golden, and today's discussion is on the what's and whys and how it creates clarity and golden alignment. And before our break, we were talking about consciously maintaining your thoughts and being really aware of what your emotions and your body is telling you, and why that's so important. Let me just give you a juxtaposition. Has anybody happened to fall into, because I never know when this show is on, and so it's rare, and I actually trip on if I'm watching the Maury Povich show. And they're always, there's a baby DNA test, and you're not my baby's father, and you are my baby's father, and they're screaming and yelling, and people are cheating, and I just think, oh my goodness gracious, I may have mini drama, but that is crazy. So do you want to live like that? Are you living like that right now? Is that a space where you want to be? Oh my gosh, it's so much simpler to change. It is simpler to change than to waste your energy on that kind of focus and that kind of energy. I'll tell you a story about wasted energy, because we all learn through our experiences. I will not give the name. I have a medical insurance company, and I have a discount which significantly reduced the amount of my monthly expense. So without that, I'd be paying $1,036 a month, and with it, I'm paying $132 a month. Well, they got it mixed up. So between two agencies that were not communicating effectively, and me, who loves efficiency and creating order, I'd get on the phone with one, and I'd get on the phone with the other, and this took over 3 months. I was furious at the inefficiency and not working it out, and I got myself in such a state. And I take the Ultimate Life Tool Assessment quarterly, and we do it on the winter solstice, spring, summer, and fall solstices or equinox. And in the winter, my energy was at a 34, and the range is 25 to 35. I took that test while I was in the midst of this, when I was really pissed off, and my energy went down to a 29. There was a 6 tick or degree of volume less because my energy drained me. Now, obviously, I wasn't really focused on feel-good feelings or solutions, or I wanted it done. I was being resistant and banging my head on the wall because I was right, damn it, just get it done. It doesn't work that way, which I could say damn it to, because I'd just be so much more efficient. That would not be fun, but oh gosh, it takes a lifetime to. I'm not a Zen person. I am a Zen person. I am a Zen person. I am a Zen person. Our words have power. I tend to be very fiery, and as I've said, have quick responses. So that is why I choose to create consciousness about how I conduct myself so that I don't consciously verbally bite somebody. My words can be very sharp, and that serves no good purpose whatsoever. So because in my younger years I would tend to go off on things, it is much better for us to stop. Stop. Take a deep breath. Take mental inventory. Am I hungry, which is always my thing, angry, lonely, or tired? And is that the reason I am responding in this manner? If my blood sugar is low, I tend to get angry really fast or irritated. So go through that inventory. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? If I'm hungry, does that make me angry? Does it make me tired? Is this situation exacerbated because I'm lonely too? So first we need to stop and think about that. Then, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What do I want to feel? And why do I want to feel it? So that we can quickly shift and quickly gain clarity and quickly refocus on a positive outcome. Now, because each and every one of us human beings are so different, there is no absolute right or wrong way of doing anything, is there? There's not one path, and there's not one right path, although we think there is. The truth is that all paths can be made to be the right path, and that every one of us has a different path, and that different path that every individual is launching incrementally and amending constantly, that path is known by Source and is guided by Source if you will only pay attention to the way you feel. I had somebody say, coming to Earth in a human form is like going to a penal colony, meaning a jail, and where we get to put on Earth suits and figure this thing out. And obviously, it's an individual path, and Source knows, and we're guided by Source and pay attention to the way we feel. Yet, there are billions of people on the Earth? I don't remember the count. Trillion people populate our planet, and we need to interact with one another. I'm not surprised that there's craziness going on in the world. And it's equally as important that if we change our focus and more are doing that, we can affect the energy of not only who we are, our community, and reaching out further and further into the greater good of the whole as well. So it's a lifetime practice. I think that it is a worthy practice, because when you are in anger or fear or guilt and shame for no other fact alone, those are the lowest vibrating frequencies on Dr. David R. Hawkins' scale of emotional frequency. Shame is at a 20, which is one step ahead of death. So do you want to remain in those negative states? And you're allowed to have your pity party. We're all allowed to be there, and we're allowed to say, I'm angry, and not stuff it, so we can be Miss Pollyanna, or Mr., I don't know what the equivalent would be, and then explode. We have these emotions for a reason, and they're to help us move in and out of situations. I just got a note, there are over 7.5 billion human beings. 7.5 human beings, all on our own path. So what happens is when we raise our vibration and we can be consistent with that, we're going to start attracting people with that same vibration. So although there's 7.5 billion people on the planet, we will be attracting people if you're staying in love, joy, peace, and gratitude at a level of 500 or higher. Now, it takes courage to change. Sometimes we are so uncomfortable. I saw a saying here. Let's see if I can find it for us. Oh, it's funny because we ask God to change our situation, not realizing that He put us in the situation to change us. It's funny because we ask God to change our situation, not realizing that He put us in the situation to change us. Isn't that interesting? So I just think we really need to always be aware, be open. As I say that, I'm opening my arms and expanding my chest. And when we do this, we have more energy, and whether we are or not, we appear much more confident. And confidence is the number one most attractive trait of a leader, whether that is in your home or community or in a business. And we got to really open up. And every time we feel this constriction or tightness in our chest, crossing our arms, being closed-minded, it might be an opportunity to look at what we're thinking and or feeling in that moment. Now, as I was talking about the Maury Povich, and do you really want to be in that space? I mean, it really pisses me off, or it makes me emotional. Do you really want to be in that space of anger and fighting, and you cheated on me, and you're the father, and no, I'm not? Well, when you change, when you have the courage, which is right above the line of all these other lower vibrating frequencies, courage, it's like coming up from underwater and breaking that plane and taking a deep breath and looking around. Courage is usually a point of action also. I used to be this way and I can't stand it and I want to be that way. I can't stand being in the situation. I need to do something about it. That can be moving. I mean, there's a gazillion opportunities, but courage is usually taking a step in the direction of loving and supporting yourself and knowing what your core desired feelings are. How do I want to feel on a daily basis? I want to feel loved. I want to feel respected. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel kind and giving. So stop and think, what are your core desired feelings? Of course, we usually say 3 because it helps manifest. And the same thing, what are your core desired values? What do you really value in life? Do you value integrity? Honesty falls under that umbrella. Good communication, kindness. What are the 3 things that you value? Now we're going to go into our final commercial break, and we're going to pick this discussion up about core desired feelings and core desired values so that we can stay in this lane of feeling good, so that we have clarity about what we want and we remain aligned with our golden alignment. You are listening to Golden Alignment with your host, myself, Dr. Beth Golden, and we will pick this up on the other side of this commercial break.
Do you want to create change in your life based on your values? Do you want to love this experience we call life because you are living in alignment with your soul's calling? Do you want to expand your relationship with abundance and move from surviving to thriving? By tuning into Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You'll be amazed by your golden health, wealth, love, and magical opportunities. Listen for the Golden Alignment radio show every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Welcome back to the Inspired Choices radio show, Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden. To participate in this program, please call U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You may also choose to comment by email by going to www.drbethgolden.com. Now back to Golden Alignment with Dr. Beth Golden.
Welcome back. You are listening to Golden Alignment with myself, Dr. Beth Golden. And today I'm having a discussion about the what and knowing your what's and whys and how that creates clarity. And clarity always creates your golden alignment, where things move with ease and grace, the doors open, magical opportunities appear. So in this last segment, I'm going to do some, bringing it all together about what we talked to. We're going to review the main topics. Before the break, we were talking about your core desired feelings and core desired values. Just as looking at the words love, joy, peace, and gratitude will remind you, A, that you either are in that space or are not in that space. And if you are not in that space, how do you change your focus and your emotions so that you are more in alignment with that? And one of those simple steps is by writing down your 3 core desired feelings. Now, you may list more than 3, but think about the ones that are really, really important to you. Think about, how do I want to feel? What are the feelings that I want to have when I'm around people? Do I want to be respected? Which means being spoken to in a kind manner. I want to be loved. I want to feel love. I want to feel joy. So take some time and write down 3 core desired feelings. And then on the second side of a page, if you split it in the middle, write down your 3 core desired values. Now, some of them may cross. Integrity covers a whole bunch, which is honesty in my mind and doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it. So integrity, respect, good communication. Think about the values that are really important to you. If you were looking for a job, what are the values of the company that you feel like you could align with that could help you create this? If you're in a relationship, either new or well-established, what are the values of that relationship that keep you together? And if you, on a piece of paper that you could look at and put on your mirror and in your car, could look at your core desired feelings and your core desired values, and then put in the middle love, joy, peace, and gratitude. Every single circumstance in your life can be determined by focusing on those 9 topics, 9 items. Every single choice in your life. You're going to go to a new job. You're going to go to a new college. Kids are graduating now, and both things are happening. They're going to college. You're getting jobs. And when you go into a job, you're interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. And if you had 2 or maybe 3 interviews, and you walked in and one of them you just felt tense and people are angry, and you know instantly, would this be a place that I would really enjoy spending 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Compared to another job where it fits your core desired feelings, it fits your core desired values. You know that you could make a contribution, and your energy increases when you walk through the door because you're in a feeling state. What happens if that job where you don't feel good offers you a lot more money than the feel-good job? Do you think, oh, well, I'd rather make more money and I can handle this? Let me tell you, that's not such a good idea. It might be better to take the job that pays a little bit less, where you're happy, where your life is going to thrive, and where there are always opportunities for growth, and spending a year or two in that position will open doors to other ones. You don't want to sacrifice the health and well-being of your mind, body, and spirit over the almighty dollar if it's in a horrible, horrible place. So let's go and review. We have about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. So what am I feeling that you don't want to feel? Why am I feeling it? That might tone it down a little bit. What do I want to feel? That's the key question. What do I want to feel? And the real empowering part is, why do I want to feel it? Because as soon as you can state your why, you have completely shifted your focus to what you do want and why. If you've trained your thoughts to what you consider to be good or wanted before you arrive anywhere, that's what you are going to attract. Always be looking and intent to look for what you want to see. So as you drive out the garage or your driveway or the street, what do I want to see today? Do an experiment. Drive out and say, what do I want to see? And then the next day drive out and say, what don't I want to see? And call me and let me know how your day turned out. All my information is on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com site. So you really need to look at something that keeps you focused on love, joy, peace, and gratitude, on your 3 core desired feelings and your 3 core desired values, and always leave the house intent on looking for what you want. Go to bed each night, and the last thought or thoughts that you have before you go to sleep, what made me feel great today? What happened today where I felt great? And go back to that and feel that. So when you shut off and you're kind of out of your physical being, and then you wake up in the morning and your first thought before you get out of bed, what makes me feel really good right now? This helps you remain clean and clear. It helps you to attract the people, places, and circumstances at a higher vibration that support you. And as you're going on this journey, there is a caveat that some people may leave your life because they are not vibrating on the level that you are. And you have to realize that leaving a job or a relationship doesn't have to be a big dramatic thing. There can be some grieving in it, but it's because you have chosen to take control of your life and to love yourself and create a higher vibration where you're bringing in everything that supports you. You have been listening to Golden Alignment with myself, Dr. Beth Golden. What makes me different? I could say all these scientific things, but what makes me different is I see your heart, whether you're in front of me or not. I see the way that you shine like 1,000 stars. I see the truth of who you really are, and I can hold up that metaphorical mirror so you can take ownership and embrace what makes you a miracle. What makes you a miracle? I am trained to see you so that you can begin to see, love, and honor yourself, so that you can take those incremental steps to stay in a higher vibration. I am so grateful to be able to be your host for Golden Alignment. Thank you for tuning in and listening. God bless you and God keep you. And if you have any questions, feel free to go to InspiredChoicesNetwork.com and look for Beth Golden under the hosts. And we will see you next week. Take care.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Golden Alignment. Dr. Beth Golden will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, enjoy playing in that golden space where health, wealth, love, and magical opportunities appear in golden alignment for you.